Hi, this is Robert Redfern, the serapeptase guy. A question that comes up a lot actually, and it's particularly, if you like, close to home for me. This is called COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, and that it can include emphysema and various lung conditions. I say it's close to home because my mother died of it, and she died of it just over 23 years ago, and it was, if you like, the spur that got me to start to look after myself and look at natural health to find solutions for these things, because obviously the drug route that she followed, the doctor route, didn't work because she died of it. And so I was interested to find, of course, a better solution than that. That's what got me in natural health. And one of the wonderful things about serapeptase is that it is dramatically effective with all of these lung diseases, COPD. And I'll explain why first, before I tell you what you need to do with serapeptase and lung disease. Lung disease basically is caused by poor diet, and that includes eating starchy carbohydrates, bread, pastry, biscuits, breakfast cereals, rice, potatoes, parsnips and pasta. I believe it's actually affected by the gluten proteins in various wheat products. That's not to say that just eating gluten-free is going to be any better, because they're still full of fungus, they're still full of high sugar. So the cause, I believe, is starchy carbohydrates. Don't eat them, just eat vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, beans, fish and meat, and everything will start to get better anyway, under their own accord. You need to breathe better, because people are not breathing properly. They're sitting around too much, they're driving around in cars, they're not walking for at least 3 miles a day to get the diaphragm working properly. But let's get on to serapeptase. What does serapeptase do? Why can it take this condition, which is deathly, and many people tell me that they're months away from dying because they're on an oxygen mask 24/7, and they're in a wheelchair because they can't move. Why can serapeptase get them out of this so quickly? Serapeptase is an anti-inflammatory. As well as being anti-inflammatory, it clears inflamed dead tissue. And these are the prime factors in the lungs. The lungs cease to function because of the inflammation and the dead tissue forming on the inside of the lungs. They're just no longer absorbing oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide as they should do. And so the first thing that we're going to take is serapeptase. For this particular condition, I recommend the serapeptase formula with MSM and trace minerals to also help the lungs. And a high dose, especially in a person that's in a serious condition, is in order here. We're talking about 2 times 3 times a day of the 80,000. The second important nutrient we need to be taking for COPD or any lung disease is curcumin. Curcumin, as well as being an anti-inflammatory in its own right, also stimulates the production of glutathione, because glutathione is the heavyweight champion of the world as an antioxidant, and it helps to regenerate the tissue in the lungs. The third thing we need is an enzyme called oxysorb, and this enzyme improves the respiration of the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. And this is important because if you don't get carbon dioxide out of your body, you can't get oxygen in. If you don't get oxygen in, you can't regenerate the cells. So that's the third important thing. The fourth important thing is vitamin D. That's vitamin D3. Most people with a lung disease are deficient in vitamin D, and it's important you get it. How are you going to get it? How are you going to know it's absorbed? Well, I recommend the MaxiFocus formula for getting vitamin D, or vitamin D, into your body. It's also got 23 other nutrients as well as the vitamin D. You're taking it sublingually under the tongue. It's going to absorb perfectly, and you're going to be getting things like selenium, you're going to get things like lutein, zeaxanthin. All these are critical nutrients for the health of your lungs. So to recap, serapeptase with MSM trace minerals, curcumin, oxysorb to improve the oxygen respiration in the cells, and MaxiFocus. Those are the 4 critical things. And of course, I've already mentioned, change your diet, drink more water, put some bicarbonate of soda with your water, because that's also good for alkalizing the body. And when you can, start to walk your 3 miles a day in the sunshine if you can. If you can't, go in a mall or somewhere, but do walk that 3 miles a day, and walk fast, and everything will start to change. I mean, most people start to change within days. Occasionally it might be a couple of weeks, but the results are great. People give me wonderful feedback. People tell me they're still alive after years of doing this, following this plan, and they're glad to be alive. So this is Robert Redfern with another great story, signing off. I'll see you on the next time.